Banks are a safe place for people to store their money. Those are known as deposits. People depositing money in banks receive interest rates, and the longer their money is in the bank, the more they make. Banks keep 10% of the money deposited. That's known as the reserve requirement. And they loan out the other 90% to other people. Um, in doing that, that's the way that they make money because they charge interest rates to the people they loan the money out to. And these interest rates are higher than the initial ones.
Banks have been around for many centuries, dating back to ancient times in some form or another. Currency grew out of taxation because in the early days a simple tax of food was sufficient, but as time grew on, it was no longer desirable in the changing world. As the empires expanded, they needed something easier to exchange, so they created coins and paper money. When they created these coins, they also needed a place to keep them safe, which is where the idea of a bank originated. The Romans have contributed a lot to society today, especially to government and banking. They took banking out of religious places and regularized it within certain buildings. During this time, money lenders still made money the same way loan sharks do now, but most licensed commerce and almost all governmental spending utilized an institutional bank. This was a huge shift of power to relationship between creditor and debtor.
Banks are important because money is important. Without banks, there wouldn't be an entity to control the flow of money. Without banks, there wouldn't be a place for you and me to store cash. And because they loan money, accept deposits, attract investments, underwrite equity and debt, banks are important. Banks are important because without them, our economy would not function.
Some entry-level jobs include accounting and adjustment clerks, commercial and consumer credit analysts, consumer and commercial loan clerks, as well as credit card fraud investigators, prevention as well as detection. These jobs are needed in both the private and public sector, and each pay about $40,000 a year on average, with the top 10 percentile being paid between $50,000 and $60,000 a year for these jobs.